Okay, then I go live on Instagram. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay.
And it's on Instagram.
Yeah, is it on Instagram? Okay, that took me like all of a minute, so we'll know for next time. We can do this not quite so close to or so far from 1 o'clock, but we're gonna just sit here live. Actually, no one's watching, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we live.
Yeah, I went to my personal Instagram and it shows up and it has the live thing on our
Nice.
deal. Thing.
Very nice. Okay. Oh yeah, I just got a notification that iRip Chunk Removal is live now. You know what we need to do a live of? We need to do a live. We need to do a live of our thrift shop from iRip Resale.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Totally.
Okay.
I can't just.
We're gonna give it 5 minutes, then we will start. Have you been keeping up with the writ going on today without going into too many details?
I saw a little bit, but
I'm real excited to hear how that all went down, but it looks like they finished because they only filled up one truck and trailer.
Wow.
Like full. I mean, I think they probably put a little bit maybe on the other truck, but yeah, it was like 900 cubic feet, which is way less than what it was. So I don't know if they just kept moving stuff yesterday, which is what I was kind of hoping,
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like, hey, they're just bringing it all out here for us to make it a little easier to load.
It's like that writ we talked about in our last webinar where we took stuff from a third floor, got it down, and the tenants just threw it in their U-Haul.
Right. Yeah.
Which is so funny because, like, they're going to get billed. I mean, they probably will never pay it, but they're going to get billed for all that.
Yeah. But different than the scenario when we removed everything and then came back and they had put everything back into their apartment.
I just told John, the person we're doing the writ for currently, I told him that I was like, we've seen it all. He was like really worried. And I said, oh, we've seen it all. Let me give you some examples. And I told him, I was like, we did one on the third floor. We got it all down. And then these people broke back in their apartment and moved it all back in. He's like, what do you do then? I was like, we don't do anything. That's a matter of that's now breaking and entering. And we are not the police.
Yeah. Call us when everything's taken care of.
Yep. Just call the police, get the people out. We'll be happy to once again charge you to remove it all.
Yeah.
That's gutsy. That's very bold.
Mm-hmm.
To just move right back in. How many trash outs have you been a part of, Aslan? Was Hunter's Glen? Well, we're not going to count the house that shall not be named. So I know that you have one there, and then you were there for the Hunter's Glen trash out.
Yeah, I was there for that one. I did another one in Kyle. It was a writ of possession. Huge 2-story.
Oh, yes.
In Kyle.
We were all there.
That one.
That's the one we didn't haul off, though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there may have been like a couple more. But yeah, not too many. Not too many.
That's wild.
That's why you said, the house that shall not be named. I was like, well, that's.
I'm not. No, we don't talk about that one. that was that
Yeah.
was that was now the second hardest day I've ever had to deal with. It was the first until recently, but it moved down to second. But that was a hard day. That was a very hard day.
It was a hard day on all kinds of levels.
Oh my gosh. And then I had a class to teach, and I was just teaching that class, and while I'm teaching a class, trying to find other haulers to help us, like, we got such cool stuff from that one though.
Oh yeah. That was nice.
I can't believe it took so, like, another topic. I can't believe it took so long for us to get rid of the Paramount chairs. I thought for sure everyone would be all over that. They're all gone now, though.
Those are some nice chairs. They have a lot
Yeah.
of cool stuff, and
Yep.
it has the memories.
Yeah.
And all completely change.
Yeah, especially if you're an avid Paramount theater goer. One of the pictures I posted recently of my friend and I was at the Paramount Theater. Okay, 1:00. Off we go. Are you ready, Aslan?
I'm ready.
All right. So, hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. I am Kelly Johnson. I'm the owner of IREP Junk Removal. I'm going to introduce Aslan real quick. He is our sales and marketing director who has been with us. We're coming up on 6 years, right?
That's right.
Yeah, coming up on 6 years. So Aslan will be chiming in for part of this presentation. But for now, I'm going to put him in timeout until it's his turn. Okay. So again, I am Kelly Johnson, and I am the owner of IREP Junk Removal. We have proudly served the Austin area since 2012. IREP stands for I Recycle Everything Possible. It's really been our mission since day one. We have earned more than 280 actual, legit, real 5-star reviews. We've received 2 Texas, which are statewide sustainability awards. And this year we are honored to be the finalists for both Best of Austin and Best of ATX. But today's webinar is not completely about us. It's about us helping property managers, landlords, real estate professionals, investors, and really anyone responsible for flipping properties to understand the most stressful parts of this business, which is trash outs. Whether you're dealing with an eviction, an abandoned property, a hoarding situation, an estate clean out, or simply a tenant who just left a whole bunch of stuff behind when they moved, today's goal is helping you make that process a lot easier. So by the end of today's webinar, you will understand what actually qualifies as a trash out, how to protect yourself legally, why sustainability really does matter, what affects the pricing of a trash out, and how to get fast, accurate estimates. So I'd love for you to think about the wildest thing you have ever found left behind after someone moved out, because we have seen everything from taxidermy collections to adult toys to exotic pets, even refrigerators full of mystery science experiments. So what's a trash out, really? So when most people hear the phrase junk removal, they picture just removing a couch, a mattress, or maybe even cleaning out a garage. A trash out, by definition, is actually much more than that. So a trash out usually happens during a major transition, like an eviction, which if you're a property manager, you're probably no stranger to evictions. An abandoned property, a foreclosure, an estate clean out, a move out where a lot of household goods just get left behind because we don't always take everything when we move. And the difference isn't just the amount of the material, it is the responsibility. There are timelines, there are documentation that you'll need, there's potential legal concerns, and there is the coordination with property management and even other vendors. And there's often a very tight deadline to get that property flipped, either for rent or for sale again. So the people who call us are not usually homeowners. While we do get called for the occasional trash out from an actual homeowner, they're usually property managers. We like to call accidental landlords. It's the ones who has a loved one pass away and they inherit a rental property. Realtors, estate executors, attorneys, or even asset managers. And their goal is not simply removing the junk. Their goal is to get that property ready for the next resident as quickly and safely as possible. So one of our recent examples is a trash out we did in South Austin at an apartment complex. When we first arrived, it looked like a fairly standard clean out, but once we really got inside and started digging, we found decent furniture, clothing, food waste, household goods, upwards of 40 prescription bottles, and just years of accumulated belongings. What looked like just junk actually required a lot of sorting, documentation, multiple disposal methods, especially for those prescription meds, recycling, donating, and just careful planning, even when loading the truck. One thing we like to remind our clients is that every extra day that a unit sits vacant costs you money. If a unit rents for $1,800 a month, every day it's unavailable can easily represent $60 in lost rent plus what it costs to flip the unit. So that's why having a very dependable process really does matter. So to talk to us about the legal stuff, I am going to turn it over to Aslyn, our sales and marketing director.
All right. Thanks so much, Kelly. So you may all know about SB 38, how it changed the game, and you know what happens the moment that the constable posts a notice. So I will keep this recap light based on our last episode about evictions and writs of possessions. So Travis County recorded about 13,210 eviction filings in 2024, and that's the highest level in over a decade, about 37 filings every single day. By January 2025, that jumped to 45 per day. By late 2025, filings were running 32% above the prior year, roughly one filing every 20 renter households in the county, Travis County. Senate Bill 38, effective January 1st this year, compressed those timelines even further. And the kicker is the city of Austin closed its rental assistance portal in March 2026. Budget dropped from $4 million to $3 million, and the remaining funds are now only used for negotiated settlements, not to prevent filings from happening in the first place. What that means practically, fewer tenants have a bridge before filing concerns. Most cases are running the full course to the writ stage, and the timelines are tighter than they ever have been. And more than half of eviction filings in Travis County end in judgment for the landlord, which is 52%, and which that means that the unit needs to be turned fast. And the JP1 and JP2 in Austin together are nearly 16% of all of the filings. And let me give you the freshest numbers, because we made some predictions in March of what things were going to do after the rental assistance was pulled. And we pulled the data from Eviction Lab's tracking system, which pulls directly from Travis County court records. June 2026, this past month, recorded 1,506 eviction filings in Travis County. That's 60% above the 2023 and 2024 baseline for June, and it's the highest single month in the data set going back to before the pandemic. So to put that in daily terms, we're looking at 50 filings a single day, not 37, not 45, 50. And if you look at the trajectory, January was 34% above base, February 54%, March, April, May stayed above 44, and now June is at 60. So the full year projection we mentioned in episode 1 was 17,000 to 18,000 filings for this year. Now that sounds like a conservative number because now we're tracking 16,000 to 17,000 in Travis County alone by December, and we're not even through the summer yet. So I want to share one more thing about this before I hand it back to Kelly. Right now, IREP is actively working on a RET job for a client that we're going to call John. And in his situation, he's been dealing with the eviction process for 10 weeks from the start where we are now. That's longer than the typical 20-day median. And it illustrates something important. Every writ is different. In John's case, the person being evicted has remained on site during parts of the removal process. Neighbors have been involved, some helping through sort items and some just to be present. And the landlord himself has been helping out and bagging, moving things, and helps manage the cost. And that's genuine partnership. And it's the kind of situation a lot of property managers are going to face at some point. So you don't always control the scene, but you do control who can manage it. And we're working on dedicated landing page specifically for writs of possession situations. But for now, we have an eviction cleanout checklist, which is available to grab for free. If you are watching this on our live stream page, you should see the form down below that you can fill out and get that, or just text, I need that checklist, to 512-587-2186, or put it in the comment section and we will send that to you. So now that's the context of all the legalities, and let's talk about actual trash outs and how we handle it. And that's Kelly.
Awesome. Thank you, Aslan. So as you can see, it's very important to have reliable data and use the services that actually pay attention and know how to act quickly in all these complicated situations. So now we're going to shift gears and talk about something that really sets IREP apart. And it's our 4-color recovery system. So one of the biggest misconceptions about trash outs is that everything just ends up in the landfill. And honestly, that is the easiest and cheapest way to do it. But it is not the right way. So at IREP, we've developed something we call the 4-color bag system. It allows our crews to begin sorting materials immediately as they go instead of just throwing everything into bags and sorting it later. So starting with the black bags, this is actual true trash. These are broken items, contaminated materials. And when I say contaminated, it could be mold, it could be bed bugs. It's just things that simply would not be safe to be reused or recycled. Then we have our blue bags. Those contain the recyclable materials. It's the stuff you put in your blue bin at home. Paper, cardboard, plastics, and Austin takes 1 through 7. So you can put all those plastics in your blue metal bin. When we do a trash out, we bag them in blue bags to make sure that they end up in the blue bins. Then we have our yellow bags. These are donations. These are housewares, kitchen items, clothing. These are things that someone else can still use. Most of these items end up either being donated to local charities or at IREP Resale, our thrift shop in South Austin. Side note that any clothing, linens, blankets that end up at IREP's Resale are laundered before we put them in the shop. So, and then we have our orange bags. We call these items the hard to recycle items because they are recyclable, but they don't just get tossed in your blue bin. So it's like paint, chemicals, styrofoam, printer ink, batteries, plastic bags, bubble wrap. And while most of them go to Austin Resource Recovery, we do make sure that certain batteries get taken to certain places that can better use them. Plastic bags, bubble wrap, printer ink, same things. So all of this is going to bring us to a phrase that you're probably going to hear more of over the next few years, and that is the circular economy. It is a very simple concept. Instead of using something once and throwing it away, we keep products moving. We reuse them. We resell. We donate. We recycle. We just keep materials circulating instead of burying them in the landfill. Now, depending on the project that we are tasked with, our landfill diversion rate ranges anywhere from 65 to more than 75%. We've had some where we've kept over 87% out of the landfill, but the average is 65 to 75%. That is one reason why we've been honored with the Sis Myers Leadership Award and the Keep Texas Beautiful, Beautify Texas Business Award. These are not just environmental awards. They are recognition that sustainability and good business can absolutely work together. So for many Class A communities and corporate property owners, having environmentally responsible vendors is becoming increasingly important, especially here in the Austin area. Residents appreciate it, owners appreciate it, and corporate sustainability reporting increasingly requires it. So now let's answer everyone's favorite question. How much do you charge for trash outs? And the answer is, well, it depends. We price trash outs based on just two things: the amount of material, the volume, and the labor required to do it. So we generally describe our projects in one of four categories. Level one is a light trash out. It's a few pieces of furniture, it's some bags, it's a very simple cleanup. Then we have moderate, or level two. That's several rooms of contents. There's some furniture, there's some household goods. Then we go to heavy, which is a level three. There's a large amount of stuff throughout the property, at least a full truck and trailer load, usually, sometimes even more. And then, of course, the hoarder, level four, is that's a specialized trash out. That is when someone has significantly accumulated a lot of stuff that requires a lot of additional labor and very specialized sorting. But let's use a typical one bedroom as an example. When we do a trash out for a typical one bedroom, maybe it has a sofa, a mattress, some kitchen items, some clothing, a few bags of trash, a dining room table, some miscellaneous furniture. We will come in and we will evaluate the volume, the labor, if there are any special disposal requirements, and any special items that have specialized surcharges. Then we will provide a very clear estimate before the work begins. As far as the labor goes, a studio apartment, for example, may take 1 to 2 hours for a team of 2. A standard apartment may take half a day. A large or severe home cleanout can take an entire day or longer. Usually with those, we like to send more than one team out so that your project gets done quicker than just waiting on one team to finish it. But every property is different. However, we do pride ourselves on quick turnaround. In many cases, we can complete your project within 24 to 48 hours. Now, certain items have additional surcharges: mattresses, tires, paint, some hazardous materials. Those are always discussed before we even start working. So you will be well aware of that before we start. For qualifying apartment complexes, we also offer a net 30 billing that simplifies your accounting process. Now, one tool we are really excited about, I'm really excited because I didn't put in the work to do it, Aslan did, but it's called the Trashout Estimator tool. It allows property managers to get a very fast estimate range of their project before scheduling. So I am going to turn this over to Aslan because he built this thing. So who better to explain it than Aslan? So Aslan, I'm going to let you share your screen and take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelly. So I want to talk about this tool that I built specifically for property managers who need a quick ballpark before they're ready to schedule. I'm going to walk you through it live right now. So this is the tool, and it's located at lp.irepjunkremoval.com/trashout estimator tool. And of course, there's dashes in between each word. But when you go there, this is what you will see. And super quick, you'll automatically get a 10% discount if you use this tool. And you come in here and just answer a few questions, whether it's an apartment, house, commercial, or garage storage. And this question is here because this trash out is meant for a property that is full of stuff, in the entire house, and we need a whole lot of labor to collect it. And if you just have a whole bunch of stuff in your garage all piled together, then you actually want to hit this one. And when you do, it tells you that this is actually a ready to go junk removal and not a trash out. And you click this button and it will take you to a separate tool that I built. But for now, we're focused on this one. It's in multiple rooms. You put the property square footage. Let's go with the, not that big. What's on there. And then you pick the load level, whether it's light, moderate, heavy, hoarder. We kind of give you text explanations. But also down here at the bottom, you can kind of get a visual aid of what the levels can look like to help out. And when you do that, we automatically show you some numbers of what we could potentially save, give you an estimate, rough ballpark estimate on the amount of labor and everything that it will take, just based off of these things. And then if you have mattresses, box springs, paint, chemicals, you can add that. And it will also change this. So you see that. And then, it will calculate a rough ballpark estimate pricing. You can enter in your information right here and send my estimate. And it will send. And you will get this notification that you're all set. And you can either book online, call us, text us, send us actual pictures so we can get a better idea, anything like that. And the pricing will be in your email inbox. Check your spam, check your promotional folder on that. And then to get the full discount, and we are still collecting the data. So everything that's in here in this tool is all off of real data and statistics that we pulled from actual jobs that we have done. And to make the accuracy better, because right now it's about like 67% accuracy. To make that better, I have something to mention to y'all that is kind of a real game changer, or a real opportunity for you. We want to validate it with 5 more complete runs. What that means is you go through the estimator tool, schedule an on-site estimate with Chip, and then after that the job is done, we compare what the tool projected to our estimate and the actual costs. And if you do that full loop, you will get the discount for that service. And why are we doing this? Because accuracy matters. Clients consistently overestimate or underestimate how bad the unit is. Debris can look worse, or not enough. Sometimes people say, oh, 1 pickup truck's load. And what size is that pickup truck? I don't know. People have different things, but the goal for the tool is that it gives you a tight ballpark before we even step foot on the property, so you can plan your budget without guessing. And to get there, we need 5 more people to go through the whole process. Getting started with IREP is designed to be fast, frictionless, and here is how it works. The fastest way to get a free quote is to call or book a free estimate at 512-587-2186. That is our AI voice agent line. You can call or text. If you call, the agent can give you a pricing range, or just book a ready-to-go junk removal job on the spot. But for trash outs, you'll be transferred to Nicole, a live agent who handles the scheduling and coordinates the job directly. If you get an on-site estimate, which is always free, Chip, the field estimator, comes to the property, walks it, gives you a firm number before anything starts, no surprises, and we guarantee that if you book, you won't spend any more than that quote, as long as nothing is added or nothing dramatic changes. There's also a chance that you could get Kelly or me to do an on-site estimate, and I'd be thrilled if you asked for me personally. But once you're booked, everything is managed through House Call Pro. You'll get confirmations, texts, emails, updates, documentation directly from that system, before and after pictures, all that. For property management companies with reoccurring needs, reach out to me directly at info@irepjunkremoval.com. We'll talk about volume pricing, net 30 billing, and getting you set up on premium subscription services. Maybe even generate some revenue for your property. And now, with that, I am going to hand it back over to Kelly.
Thank you so much, Aslan, for taking us through that amazing tool you built. So our goal over here at IREP is to make this process as easy as possible so you spend less time coordinating all your vendors and more time getting your units back on the market for lease or for sale. So next, we'd love to answer your questions. You can type some questions in the chat, but we had a few people send us questions ahead of time to answer live. So we will do that first. So the question is, if I send you photos, can you tell me if this qualifies as a trash out? Absolutely. Photos are very helpful. We don't give quotes based on photos, but you can say, do I need to schedule a trash out estimate? Do I need just, what do I need to schedule? Does this qualify? Absolutely. Just send us pictures. We can tell a lot from pictures, just not the exact price. Can you handle paint or chemicals? And the answer is yes. Not a lot of haulers, especially local ones, will pick up paint or chemicals because it is a process to recycle them the right way. We do that process. The only thing we can't do is if you have 55-gallon drums of chemicals, we just ask that you split those into 5-gallon buckets and then label the buckets with what the chemicals are, and then we can take them from there. But 5-gallon buckets of paint, gallon buckets of paint, we can take all of that and know that they will not end up in the landfill. They will be recycled the correct way. Can you serve multiple communities? Yes. The answer is yes. We, I think we have upwards of 30 apartment complexes that we regularly serve. We've got one property management company that has 16 complexes alone that we service a minimum of weekly, some of them twice a week. And we do pretty much everything for them when it comes to junk removal. We do trash outs. We do bulk furniture around the dumpsters. We even help them with their grounds. We're the person to call when you've got a property inspection coming up and you need that property looking good. So, which leads me into how quickly can you schedule? 90% of the time we can get out there within 24 hours. We do a lot of finagling with our teams out in the field. They are great at teamwork. So if someone's running behind, the other one jumps right in. So absolutely, 100%. We can usually 90% of the time get you within 24 hours, unless you're requesting a specific day in advance. But that's why we run multiple teams every day. And then recurring cleanouts, if you manage one of those properties that you just feel like you always have trash outs, absolutely. We always recommend if you have a bunch of level ones or even a bunch of level ones and maybe one level two, try to bundle them all on the same day. It will save you some money if we can get them knocked out all at once, especially with fuel charges the way that they are. All right. And if we didn't get to your question, just feel free to shoot us an email or a text and we will answer those promptly. So if there's one thing that we wanted you to take away from today, it is this. A great trash out is not just about hauling things away. It is about reducing liability, protecting your property, speeding up turnover, providing documentation, and just doing everything possible to keep reusable materials out of our landfills. So now it is giveaway time. I'll bring Aslan back to the stage because Aslan has worked very hard on the tool, and we are giving you 15% off if you'd like a free estimate. We need you to text the word trash out to 512-587-2186. Aslan created an amazing free eviction cleanout checklist that he mentioned earlier. So you'll get that for free as well. And then before we leave today, we'd like your input. What would you like to hear about during our next webinar? These are just a few suggestions that we could talk about. We have a lot of bulk subscriptions, and we offer bulk valet. It's exactly what it sounds like. We will come pick up the bulk from your tenants' doors on a regular basis, and it costs nothing to your tenants, to us.
And I just want to be clear that it is not trash valet. It is not trash valet. Even though we do offer that service, that's not what this is. This is kind of like an add-on or an enhancement to if you already have trash valet.
It's just a great way to keep your dumpsters from looking for you. If your tenants know, they can just call us to do the heavy lifting for them. We can do a hard work. What's that?
And be more sustainable.
Yeah, and be more sustainable because if you put your furniture by the dumpsters and then it rains, it's a lot harder to save those items. We love doing hard to recycle days for your tenants to educate them about, hey, bring us your batteries, bring us your paint, bring us your styrofoam. Don't put those in it's horrible when they throw those in your dumpsters. We can talk all day about sustainability and recycling. We could probably do 3 webinars on that. But what's another topic you'd like to hear? You can either drop it in the chat or shoot us an email or a text. But on behalf of everyone here at IREP, thank you again for joining us today. We do so much appreciate the opportunity to serve the Austin area property managers, landlords, real estate professionals, and we hope to work with you soon.